Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to share a few tips and tricks that I use for my inbox for email because I know sometimes it can be overwhelming. Sometimes we can have hundreds of emails or thousands, and this is just a way to kind of go through and do some of those steps. So, as you can see, I have my inbox. This is the way a lot of people's inboxes are set up. It defaults to having these tabs, and then it just defaults to chronological order. So when the emails come in. I've changed a couple things in my email, and this is a tip and trick that works for me. The first thing I did is to configure inbox. I turned off these tabs. And the biggest reason I turned off these tabs is because while Google is pretty good at kind of organizing things, they're not great. So even though those tabs are there and you think, oh, good, all my junk mail go over here or all my advertisements that go there, personally, it didn't help me very much because sometimes things fell in the wrong tab and that just made it more confusing to find emails that people said they sent me. Another tip is that also if you go up to this same little gear, so that's where I got the configure inbox and I turned off the tabs. The second thing is if I go into settings and I go into my inbox, another way that I organize my inbox is instead of default, which is the way it's just chronological, I do unread first. What that helps me do is it pushes everything to the top of the emails or to the top of my inbox so I can then quickly sort out what is most recently came in and things I most recently need to deal with. Make sure you always hit save changes if you change anything in here. And so what I've done is unread first. Unread should be at the top 25 items in my inbox. So if I have more than 25 unread, I'd have to go through and do more. Unread items in the first section, so at the very top of my inbox, okay? And then I hit save changes, and it'll take me back to my inbox. And as you see now, all of that chronological stuff is gone. It's chronological up here, and then it breaks down here into things that I've already read and dealt with. And another example might be this. Let's say I open an email, and I read it, but I don't have time to deal with it right now. I actually go up often and go mark as unread. And what happens is, then if I reload this inbox right now, you see it turns white because it should go up into the unread section. And it actually becomes right here, goes back in chronological order. So in my morning, what I do is my unopened emails are actually kind of like my to-do list. There's some stuff in here for my newsletter coming up, some people I haven't responded to yet, and that tells me these are the things I need to deal with. Now, something else happens too often to people, and they get a little freaked out. They open an email, they read it, they say, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't leave it unopened. Another thing that you can think about is this. Let's say you didn't leave it unopened. It's not at the top of your inbox, but you know you got something from Matt Webster. It had something to do with a calendar. If you look, all you have to do when you start typing is it gives you options to search things. So I can search Matt Webster's emails and only emails with the word calendar. When I do that, you'll notice that last email, I could find it pretty quick. I mean, I have a lot of emails from Matt Webster that have word calendar in it. And I could even go so far as to sort it by from, who it came to, if I knew other people were copied on it. I knew it was big and had a file in it. It was only in the last week I knew it happened, et cetera, et cetera. So there is a lot of things that you can do. Again, that down arrow will help you with more things that you can type. But you can do email address and words pretty quick that way in search. So again, you see my inbox is at 14, and the reason for me that it's at 14 is there's only 14 things that I personally need to get done, so I've left them unopened. If this trick works for you, that's great. If it doesn't work for you, let me know, and I can try to help you get that inbox closer and closer to zero. Thanks, guys.